Okay, today we are going to be looking at How Many Days to America? It's a Thanksgiving story written by Eve Bunting. So I would hold up my book. I apologize, I do have an ebook right now that I had purchased, but for my classroom I would have the actual book in hand, and I would just start with having students look at the cover, ask some questions like, based on the cover, what do you see? What are these people doing? What does the title tell you? Can anyone make a prediction about the text? What will it be about? Moving forward, I would, of course, allow them to answer and then just discuss, like, make the connection between what's the connection between immigration and first Thanksgiving? Talk a little bit about what we know about Thanksgiving, obviously a very big holiday in the United States. Kind of see what students' perception is of Thanksgiving, which would give me a good feedback because maybe after hearing some of the stories and viewing some of the videos, their perception would change of what the actual first Thanksgiving was about. So moving forward, I want to create a KWL chart, and I would write down for what my students know about immigration, maybe some feelings too about immigration because it's such a hot topic right now. Maybe ask them, like, when did immigration start, and dive into the history aspect of, like, how did America become the great country to come to? Why do people come to America? Following with, I'm going to be reading pieces of the book, and then we'll stop and have some discussion. So it was nice in our village till the night in October when the soldiers came. Talks about how the mother hid them under the bed, and when the kids looked out from underneath the bed, they saw the muddy boots of the soldier. And the father came back after the soldiers had left and said, "We have to leave right now." The kids were told that they can't bring anything but a change of clothes. The mom is crying because she has to leave all her things behind. Talks about just, a chair she has to leave behind that she nursed her children at, and a bed cover that her mother had made. And just trying to really tie in that emotion of immigration isn't so much just hopping in a boat and wanting something bigger and better. There's so much to it. So then I would talk, bring in the history aspect of, again, why do people come to America? How long have they been coming? Like, what time eras have had significant influxes of immigration? Geography, how does that partake in immigration? Environmental factors. People can move because of religion. People can move for, like, anthropology. People can... politics are a big one. Did politics play into this? So there's, like, so many angles to come into this lesson. So then I would continue reading a little bit more about this story, and I want to share with you, there's a song towards the end of the book, and it says, tomorrow comes, and we shall all be free. So I would really ask the students, like, what? We shall all be free. Was it like they weren't... what does that mean? What does it mean to be free? And it would be interesting to add that to the KWL chart, like, what does being free to you mean? And I could really advance that and talk about, like, what freedoms do we have in America that maybe other countries don't? So then we would be continuing on talking about when they arrived. That was known as the first Thanksgiving. What is to come? So what's to come is we're discussing about the first Thanksgiving, what was at the first Thanksgiving, who was at the first Thanksgiving, what's America's thoughts on it, and then we dive into the Act 31 and have different perceptions and different cultures tap into their feelings and what they think of the first Thanksgiving, and perhaps it would give students a different insight to that. Another thing I would want is to share different journals, gives them another insights to the push for immigration. We're going to be looking at values, how many people immigrated or migrated, how many people do we currently have in America, what will we learn from this, looking back on our KWL chart, and hopefully our like feelings and thoughts of seeing America build up to what it is and why so many people want to be here. So there's my lesson.